Ladies, do you want to finish and have an explosive time as well? What am I asking you? Of course you do. So let's talk about that and get intimate with Shai. Hi fam, my name is Shai. Now before we begin, let me just once again tell you that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a relationships expert. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I basically have zero professional background for what I'm talking about here. But what I do have is some Google for my data and my research for my input here. And also we do invite an open mind as you watch this mature video. And don't forget to please follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Easy Rock Manila. Alright, coming, orgasm, climax, whatever you want to call it. Men, how often do you let your ladies finish when you're under the sheets? Ladies, don't you just wish you could finish before your man does? Now here's a more painful question. Has your man ever made you climax, whether orally or through penetrative sex? Now, if your answer is no, let me just tell you that you are not alone, honey. So many women experience this all over the world. Well, they don't experience this all over the world. And we all know that when a man and a woman gets intimate, it usually stops when the guy finishes. And most of the time, it's only the guy who finishes. So after that, girls, wala na. Cuddle-cuddle na lang. So, papayag ba tayo na ganun na lang? Of course not. And that is what I'm here for, to make sure that sex becomes more pleasurable and fun for both parties. Let me give you some numbers. In a survey of about 52,000 adults, 96% of straight men say that they get an orgasm with their partner, while only about 39% of women get an orgasm. 96% versus 39%. What is this big difference, you ask? That is what sexperts would call an orgasm gap. Kung may pay gap, may work gap, may orgasm gap, where men is also always at the advantage. Now let me just point out here that in multiple surveys, the gap is much smaller for lesbians and women who pleasure themselves. So let's admit the problem here. Men. Of course, no hate towards men, okay, come on. But wouldn't it be better to have both of you, both man and woman, experience an orgasm before the 3 hours are over? So what is the problem? Because it would seem for a lot of people, for a lot of men, the female pleasure is not a priority and it's more of a bonus na lang. What do you think? If she finishes, great. If not, nag-enjoy naman siguro siya, nag-sex naman kami, okay na yan. Honey, no. And there's also this notion that a lot of people, for both men and women po to ha, they grew up thinking that sex starts with an erection and it ends with an ejaculation. And whatever happens in between, it just happens. Like, no big deal. There is no room to consider the pleasures of a woman. Then there's also the problem that a lot of men don't know how to make a woman orgasm. And there's also a problem where a lot of women don't know how to ask for an orgasm. So when you think about it, akalain mo yun, communication is the solution. Really now? Never thought of that. So men, talk to your partner. Find out what they like you to do to make them more aroused, which buttons you should be pushing, stuff like that, And ladies, try to figure it out by yourself too if you want, which buttons should be pushed, which arouses you even more. Explore your sexuality, explore your sexuality. You know what I mean. And communicate that with him, okay? It's not something that you both could just, Google. It's not one size fits all. It's not free size. At yung mga ina-advertise ko na free size, hindi nga totoo, di ba? So what more pa ito? Not one trick can work for all. Do you remember that one trick that used to make your ex-girlfriend climax? That may not work on your girl now. So you're going to have to take your time and explore. Let me just point out that a lot of women, they get the big O by receiving some lip service and playing and numbing on the bean. But as always, just make sure that you're both enjoying yourselves and you're both comfortable and consenting. I always say that sex and everything related to it is something that's supposed to be fun, so I hope that you get to maintain that while you're exploring, while you're trying out new things. So now you all know, women, do climax. And we would want to climax before you guys finish. And, you know, boy, it's not a race, so di mo kailangan mauna. Now, ladies, women, I hope you're not going to ask me though, how do I know if I've already climaxed when I've never experienced it before? Oh, bless your soul. That is going to be another topic for another Intimate with Shai. Well fam, that's all the time we have for this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other topics you would like to talk about, you'd like to discuss, again, about sex, relationship, anything about the intimate stuff, the stuff that we don't usually talk about, let me know down in the comments and maybe we will talk about that in the next video of Intimate with Shai. Remember, safe sex means no regrets and it only gets sensual if it's consensual. My name is Shai for Intimate with Shai, saying bye!